this show tonight, to me, they needed to come out explosive. They needed to come out and give us explanation on a couple of things. They needed to come out and really just forward where they were going with the big stories coming out of WrestleDream. And in that first hour, man, you and I used the word boredom when we were doing the sound check in the time before the stream. Man, I felt fucking bored with this show, man. I don't know what is going on. I don't know where the energy is. This show felt flat. This show felt lifeless. We got the Blackpool Combat Club feuding with the fucking Dark Order, or what you guys like to call the Dork Order, and Top Flight. So, coming out of WrestleDream, where you retired literally one of the greatest to ever do this, that's the follow-up that we're getting? Meanwhile, the lasting image that we saw was Orange Cassidy and Danny Garcia, Private Party, Darby Allin, Hook. What are we doing?
Well, I want to first starting off by stopping you with this Dark Order slander. There will never be Dark Order slander around me, okay? But as much as a Dark Order mark I know they have a place in the company. It should not be anywhere in the vicinity of John Mox.
No!
Okay? It does not fit, all right? It makes zero sense. I would love to see. Look, have it my way, and I'm only saying this because I want to make it a point. It's not about just because it's the Dark Order. The point is the Dark Order has been nowhere of importance for the last few years. So why should we care now that they're going to stick up for the company that Mox is trying to destroy? There's nobody else that gives a shit about saving this company but the Dark Order and Top Flight. That's it. That's all we have left. The Bucks don't give a shit. That's another thing. I said this earlier too. I think it was a huge mistake having the Bucks cross paths with the BCC with what they're doing right now, because now that creates a huge hole in what's going on. Why would the Young Bucks not give a shit at all that these guys are trying to destroy the company that they helped build? Either that, or why aren't they a part of it? That it feels to me they will have some kind of vested interest in one way or the other, even being in it or being against it. They're just like, oh, well, okay, whatever. It was a huge logic gap. It wasn't too long ago that these guys were insinuating that they were going to take over the company. Am I missing that?
Man, I'm trying to figure this shit out. People on social media are they're legitimately comparing this to WCW and the NWO. This is their NWO angle, right? I thought that was the elite. I thought that was the elite angle where they attacked Tony Khan and he went to the NFL draft with the fucking neck brace on. Where did that go? That failed. So now they're restarting everything all over again. They want you to forget that. And now we're looking at a renegade Jon Moxley with his Blackpool Combat Club. And this is apparently their second attempt at their NWO takeover sort angle on Dynamite. I don't know where you guys get that comparison, because I could dead that right now. When Bischoff was booking the fucking NWO against WCW, do you realize who that WCW had go up against the NWO? It wasn't the fucking Lucha Libre guys. It wasn't Glacier. It wasn't any of the fucking job guys.
Cat.
Yeah, the Cat, Ernest Miller, it was Macho Man Randy Savage, Lex Luger, Sting, right? Where are the big name guys sticking up for AEW? Fucking Dark Order's out there along with Top Flight. The fuck are we doing out here, bro?
Nobody else cares, huh?
There's not one person in this company that cares about AEW that's on a semi-regular, fucking credible level.
Where's Will Ospreay?
It's a good point.
He should be leading the charge, I would think, you know?
I don't get it. I don't really understand this. How could you be excited about this coming out of WrestleDream? Listen, there's still plenty of meat on the bone here. But coming out of WrestleDream, that's what you present to us after they finished off Bryan Danielson?
Yeah, and look, I'm interested. I'm interested in what Moxley is trying to do and what BCC is doing. I'm interested in what they got going on. But this reaction just makes it look like no one gives a shit. It makes it seem like it's not that important. It seems like it's so important that only Top Flight and the Dark Order are trying to stop it. That's it. That's it. So how important could it be? I mean, it doesn't feel like a big deal anymore now, not after tonight.
I don't really understand where they went wrong here. You had 40, not even 40 yet, a Saturday. We had Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. We had 96 hours before we got to Dynamite tonight. And we didn't hear a single fucking word from Orange Cassidy, Private Party on what happened, Hook. There was no sign of Darby Allin. And Danny Garcia said nothing about what had happened, what his thoughts were on Bryan Danielson being stretchered out of Tacoma, Washington at WrestleDream. Not one single instance where anybody explained what they felt, what they were feeling in the moment. Nothing. The Top Flight comes out and attacks. Dark Order comes out and attacks. And then we get matches booked with these low-level acts. As if I'm supposed to fucking believe that the Blackpool Combat Club is in any sort of danger with these fucking bums being thrown out there.
Sell it. TK should have been out there in a cold open, giving his condolences to the Danielson family.
Absolutely.
And an investigation will be launched into what Moxley and BCC has done. He wants to apologize to the fans for the horror they witnessed. He wants to, bring out Mercedes and let's go. Not a big deal anymore. No one cares anymore. That go home segment from the pay-per-view should have been a huge lead in to people who didn't see the pay-per-view should have tuned in to Dynamite tonight to TK's cold open, apologizing for what happened and sending condolences to Brian's family and friends. That should have made people who didn't see the show like, what the fuck happened?
The first fucking thing that we should... absolutely. The first thing that we should have seen on tonight's show was a recap of what happened at WrestleDream in the closing moments. We got Jon Moxley speaking as if everybody watched the fucking pay-per-view. I mean, What is with the decision-making in this place? And you people think I'm ranting because it brings me views and clicks. This is the same shit that we fucking absolutely destroyed WWE on. The same thing. If you don't think I'm going to do the same thing to AEW now that I'm finding the same mistakes being done, you are out of your mind, bro. Out of your mind.
Sometimes it takes the little things to accentuate and make the big things even bigger. And like you said, a quick promo, a quick recap would have been great. I think a cold open by TK would have been fantastic. In all seriousness, I mean, this is the same guy who wore a neck brace to the NFL draft. He couldn't come out and sell his go home angle from the pay-per-view?
Nothing. Absolutely zero creativity from these people. They don't care. It's amazing how everybody raves about their pay-per-views, which is great. Because we've already said that they do pay-per-view business better than anybody. But when it comes to the weekly television shows, the level of effort that is in these television shows weekly, they come off as if they can't be bothered to care at all. Zero steps have been taken to make this feel important. This is the biggest storyline that they've done all year. I don't need to fucking go back and reference anything that we've seen. This is it. If you don't take the proper steps and give us little by little detail in the way that we need, you are already failing at this major storyline. And we haven't even gotten the reveal yet about what Jon Moxley's even talking about or if he's working for someone or who this someone is. Where is the attention to detail? Where is the level of care and love and effort being put into this shit? You bypassed a whole bunch of important things to give us Jon Moxley cold open the show, and then we get them attacking Orange Cassidy, we haven't heard a fucking word from Orange Cassidy.
Nope.
Why? First thing that we should have heard is from Orange Cassidy, Darby Allin, Danny Garcia. Not a fucking word. And then they get attacked and we get the fucking Dark Order?
Not only do we not know how they feel about this, but why are they attacking them? What did Orange do?
Apparently, Jon Moxley wants to change AEW. He's tired of the way AEW is, which is basically a shoot.
But Orange Cassidy does not dictate how So what is it with Orange? What is it? Why does he hate this guy so much?
They coined Orange Cassidy the face of AEW tonight.
That's amazing. That guy has never been world champion.
You believe that? That's where we're going with this. That's where we're going with this. You know, God.
That's amazing.
You want me to believe?
Not saying Orange is not worth being labeled as such, but he is not being booked and treated as such. So why are we calling him that?
You got Orange Cassidy out there, Hook, Danny Garcia, Private Party, Darby Allin. I don't see a single world champion in any of those guys that supposedly are going to be AEW against Blackpool Combat Club. Not one single world champion.
Closest thing they have is Darby.
Closest thing, and Darby may be a champion for a month, tops.
Man.
What are we doing here, man? Who the fuck do you have writing this shit? Have you just given up completely? Have you given all reins to someone else because you can't be bothered with it? I mean, what a sad, sad show. And nobody could sit there and tell us that we're wrong because how the fuck did we get here? The one thing that they need to do is recap and give us emotional fucking promos from everybody that felt affected from Bryan Danielson's retirement at WrestleDream. Yep. We haven't heard a fucking peep from anybody, and this is your aftermath show. How am I supposed to emotionally invest in these people if that's the way you want to come across?
Hook, Orange, Garcia, all of those guys should have been in front of a camera. They should have been sitting down with JR, expressing how they felt when they saw Bryan in that ring and being stretchered off and why they're pissed off and what they're going to do about it. Some emotion behind it.
Zero. They don't know the definition of emotion. And you guys got rid of Jimmy Jacobs. Jimmy Jacobs, quote unquote, left the AEW creative team amicably, right? You can't blame Jimmy Jacobs for this shit anymore. Who are you going to blame? Who's the next to go? Who's the next to resign? Because whoever it is, after tonight, I'll be looking forward to their resignation. This entire first hour was a complete miss.